You hear we had a big breakthrough with fusion power. Well, that would be nice. Fusion energy breakthrough by U.S. scientists. First ever net energy gain from fusion? Wait, wait, hold on. Pig news! Wait. U.S. government scientists have made a breakthrough in the pursuit of limitless zero carbon power. Net energy gain for the first time. Physicists have since the 1950s, sought to harness fusion reaction that powers the sun, but no group has been able to produce more energy from the reaction than it consumes, a milestone known as net energy gain or target gain, which the Federal Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California, which uses a process called inertial confinement fusion that involves bombarding a tiny pellet of hydrogen plasma with the world's biggest laser. Fucking love that, by the way. Has achieved net energy gain in a fusion experiment in the past 2 weeks. This is just Spider-Man 2? Yeah, true. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, okay, fission is when you split the atom. That's what our bombs do. Hello? Ooh. What is he doing? Licking your own asshole? That's great. That's great. Thanks. Thanks, Artemy. Bath time. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Anyway, fission is when you split the atom. So, like, you take a certain kind of uranium, and then you go, wah! And you split it, and a lot of energy comes out. That's great, okay? And then fusion is when you smack atoms together really hard, and they produce energy as they combine into a new atom. I love him so much. This is how the sun is powered. Because inside of the sun, there's a bunch of helium, and it smashes together really... No, hydrogen. And it smashes together really hard and makes some other shit. Like hydrogen or whatever. Or helium. Look, stuff happens, okay? It hits really hard, okay? Pachoo. Exactly, Doe. Yeah. How the fuck did scientists even try to smash atoms together? With a laser. What do you think lasers are? Lasers are just particles going really, really fast, right? You know, you got photons and shit. The Large Hadron Collider and other things like it are basically just long race car tracks, except instead of cars, they have particles. And they zip around at like a quarter of the speed of light, smash into each other. Which is pretty cool, you know? Yeah, make it energy. Is the sun proletariat then? Yes. Unquestionably. Keep reading? Oh yeah, we were reading. Although many scientists believe fusion power stations are still decades away, the technology's potential is hard to ignore. Fusion reactions emit no carbon, produce no radioactive waste, and a small cup of the hydrogen fuel could theoretically power a house for hundreds of years. The nice thing, too, about fusion as opposed to fission is that for fission, you need stuff like uranium or plutonium. But for fusion, theoretically, you can get by with like hydrogen, helium, or other lighter atoms that are easier to find or produce. Yeah, it uses a special type of hydrogen, but you know, we're working on it. We're working on it. But like ideally, ideally once you get like the basic process down, it could be a little bit like you guys remember how in Back to the Future 2, the flying DeLorean was powered by dumping some trash in. Like initially he needed uranium, but then or plutonium, I think, but then he just dumped some trash in and that did it. The idea would be that eventually, like, if you got good enough at fusion, you could literally use any materials in the universe, basically, because you could just, like, strip some basic stuff from the environment that's pretty much always around. Hell yeah, fizz and fuse. The U.S. breakthrough comes as the world wrestles with high energy prices, rapidly move away from fossil fuels. Through the Inflation Reduction Act, the Biden admin is plowing through almost a third of $1 trillion new subsidies for low carbon energy. The fusion reaction at the U.S. government facility produced about 2.5 megajoules of energy, which is about 120% of the 2.1 megajoules of energy in the lasers. Damn, that's pretty nice. Because the problem that we've had with fusion in terms of like energy production is that getting the particles to smash together hard enough to produce a fusion reaction requires a lot of energy to accelerate the particles. The laser takes a lot to fire. So the problem, like, how much energy can you get from that, you know? Is that enough energy to cook popcorn? Let's find out. We have a net gain of 0.4 megajoules. What can 1 megajoule of energy get you? 1 megajoule is 1 million joules. So how much power is 1 megajoule? Okay. How much power in joules does a house use? There. The average home consumer nationwide buys about 36 gigajoules over their lifetime? Kilowatt hours per year. What can I power with 1/2 of a megajoule? You have... Okay, we've got it. You could power a 140-watt Black & Decker drill for about 1 hour, or a 35-watt LED lamp for about 40 hours. We've got it, boys. We've produced enough excess energy to power 1 lamp for a couple of days. We've got it. Hell yeah. I mean, obviously, the idea would be that it could be, like, scaled up from this, you know. Yeah. Anyway. The U.S. Department of Energy has said Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm and Undersecretary for Nuclear Security Jill Hruby will announce a major scientific breakthrough. Wait, will announce a major breakthrough on tomorrow? Oh. Well, that'll be cool. Archon Energy. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Hold on, wait. Give me a second, okay? I need a second to set up the joke. Here we go. Okay. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, pictured here, has a new energy breakthrough that she's excited to announce on Tuesday. With the power of Argent, you see, we'll be able to fuel all of the Earth's energy needs. Ayo, you don't want to go down that road, fellas. She's taken by Satan. Okay. Two of the people with knowledge of the results said the energy output had been greater than expected, which had damaged some diagnostic equipment. Oh, shit. They generated more energy than expected, and it damaged the fucking computer equipment they had, complicating the analysis. If this is confirmed, we are witnessing a moment in history, said Dr. Arthur Terrell, a plasma physicist whose book... Oh, this is the guy who makes the BFG 3000. The Star Builders charts the effort to achieve fusion power. Scientists have struggled to show that fusion can release more energy than is put into it since the 1950s. The researchers at Lawrence Livermore seem to have finally and absolutely smashed it. Okay, I want to put this in the simplest possible terms so everyone's on board, because I'm very excited about this, and this is one of those things that gives me hope in, like, the future of humanity, okay? So, look, are you ready for it? I'm going to show you a chart of all atoms, okay? So, here's the thing, all right? Atoms have a lot of energy corked up in them, you know? Atoms look like a planet, kind of. No, they don't. They look like, we don't know. But they look like something, maybe. They might not. So anyway, atoms have energy that bind them together, okay? Which is super cool. And the way you do cool shit with atoms for energy is you split them apart. And what that means is that you want the electrons, neutrons, and protons to go in different directions, because that makes them angry, all right? And when they're angry, they generate power. You guys get it? Now, I'm going to draw every atom in the universe, okay? Are you ready for it? Are you ready? What am I drawing here exactly? Well, I'm drawing how sick nasty the atom is, okay? So down here, over in the bottom, you've got, like, hydrogen and helium and whatever. But up here, like, way up there, is where uranium and plutonium and stuff are. Like, the problem is that atoms that are down here are basically everywhere, kind of. Not always, but sometimes. And atoms that are up there maybe aren't. Sometimes these atoms are only made in the, like, cores of stars during supernovas, which means that it's actually really tough to get a hold of it, you know? But there's a lot of hydrogen in the universe. That's the least dope atom, but it's actually super cool, okay? So the problem is with fission is that you have to get really heavy atoms. You have to get really heavy atoms that are real dope, okay? And then they have to explode, and this creates a lot of radiation and radioactive waste, and they're really hard to get and really expensive. That's like plutonium. Did you know plutonium doesn't exist in nature? We made it. And of uranium, a lot of it isn't even usable for reactions. It's not stable. It doesn't produce enough. It doesn't produce enough booms inside of it. Okay, but the goal of fusion would be that you could use the most common, least sick, nasty atoms in the universe. Okay, plutonium used to exist. Yeah, in like gay. Anyway, we can use the most normal ass atoms in the universe, and we can smash them together and produce just as much power. You know, it's like the difference between only being able to fuel your engine with petroleum versus being able to fuel it with dirt. The difference is enormous. Okay, we're good. One of the nice things about fusion energy as well is that it can be done anywhere in the universe, whereas not all other forms of energy can. For example, wind, hydropower, thermal energy, and solar power wouldn't really work on Mars. Mars is a lot farther from the sun. It doesn't have an atmosphere for wind. Its core is a lot cooler than ours. And it doesn't have any flowing rivers for hydropower. But fusion can be done anywhere. It can be done on a starship. You could literally be in a starship with infinite fuel. You wouldn't even need a solar sail. If you had a fusion engine on board, you could stop by an asteroid, just fucking yoink some shit from it, throw it in the engine, and keep it going. You know, it's very versatile. It is a yeah, it's a very yeah. Don't overplay this. It's not happening in our lifetime. This is a breakthrough, but please, you're acting like a tech bro. Ah, you wound me. I'm not acting like a tech bro. I feel like my excitement here is proportional. It's very cool conceptually. It may or may not happen within our lifetime. It's hard to say. I mean, who knows if there will even be a human civilization by the end of our lifetimes. But it is cool, and I am glad people are working towards it. I've said this before. One of the things that consistently makes me feel good is the fact that underneath all this like top level politics shit, there are a lot of really cool, dedicated autistic engineers and doctors and physicists who are like doing really cool work. You know, like there are a bunch of monkeys dancing around at the White House, but you know, there's also a bunch of people like actually putting work in and doing cool stuff. That's nice. Humans do lots of cool stuff. Just politics is a constant drag. Yes, physicists are also monkeys. Let's see. The 3.5 billion National Ignition Facility was primarily designed to test nuclear weapons by simulating explosions, but has since been used to advance fusion energy research. It came the closest in the world to net energy gain last year when it produced 1.37 megajoules from a fusion reaction, which was about 70% of the energy in the lasers. Whoa! In 1 year, they jumped from 70% efficiency to 120% efficiency? That's quite a jump in 1 year. That's really impressive. Yeah, just turn them on and off again, or off and on again, SDL. The grail of clean energy. Fusion has the potential to lift more citizens of the world out of poverty than any single thing since the invention of fire. Let's see. Most fusion research is focused on a different approach known as magnetic confinement fusion, in which the hydrogen fuel is held in place by powerful magnets and heated to extreme temperatures so the atomic nuclei fuse. I don't know anything about that method. That sounds metal as hell. That seems easy enough, isn't fuse? Hell yeah. Now let me tell you. No. Everyone wants to jump in on this stuff. Can I not just be enlightened? Or can I not just be delighted as a layman? Have I not this privilege?